Okay. All right. I'm gonna try this again. So I tried doing this, but I'm not the one to talk about my feelings with people. I go to therapy and I do that there, and that's hard too. So brought out my crappy camera to talk. So I'm Jacob. I have a past, and that's fun. I wrote 3 books all about my past. This one is about my trauma. This one is about my mother. And this one is just my anxiety and love and relationships. Anyway, I'm not here to, promote, but tomorrow is 2 years since my mother's passed. I don't really need to get into how she passed away, but it wasn't pretty. I remember going to the hospital and her face was all puffy. She was in a coma and just, oh, yeah. And I'm the only one who didn't cry because, sorry for the glare. I'm the only one who didn't cry because I don't know why. I just don't deal with my feelings really. So but I was so angry. I had so much anger and resentment towards this woman because she did allow horrible things to happen to my brother, my sister, and I growing up. She allowed this alcoholic man to beat us, and she scarred us emotionally with her words and her words. She was not a nice lady. She wasn't nice. She wasn't. I mean, she took care of us. She, got food on the table. She used to cook, but not in her last years. Anyway, um, so I cut her off. I cut her off from my life because she was toxic, and I had to cut her off. There was no hope. There was no hope in healing a relationship. Although telling myself this, you know, I don't always want to believe it. My sister doesn't always want to believe it. I know she felt like she could have done something, but we were kids. We couldn't have helped this woman. She was mentally ill. She was mentally ill. I don't know with what, but she was a very sad person. And I think, because this book is all about Cup of Coffee is all about her. And it's just based around this idea of when I was 19, I quote unquote ran away from home. I literally she was visiting her husband in prison one day on a Sunday. Me and my roommates, we were going to be roommates, and my friends, decided to get a place together. I packed all my bags and literally drove off because she wouldn't have let me leave. She would have she literally would get in my face and threaten to kill herself and stuff like that. And it was hard. It was hard because she was dating all these people who would hurt us. She was going back and forth between this man who hurt us. And I just had to get out. I had to because I couldn't heal. I heard this quote the other day: "You can't heal in the same environment that made you sick." And so the book is basically about this fantasy that I had that one day when I'm like 30, 35, we would meet for a cup of coffee and talk and just say, what happened wasn't okay. What happened wasn't okay. And I want to talk about it. I don't really know if I want to blame you. I don't know if I want to play the blame game, but yeah. But so I released my first book in January of 2019, and released my second book in February. I just kind of want to get these 2 books out of the way and then focus on something brand new because they were literally pieces of me that I needed to put out there in the world and just get out there. And I've received amazing feedback, so I appreciate that. But the first draft of this was very angry, just so angry, and I remember thank you for making me not who showing me who I don't want to be, and that's you. But so she passed in January uh, of 2019. This came out February 21st, and it released it February 21st because that was the anniversary of me moving out of her house, running away. And I revised it when she passed away to make it a little more understanding because I came to this clarity that she was a very disturbed person. And I feel kind of bad that she never healed, you know? And that's not excusing what she's done. It's not. It's inexcusable. maybe she shouldn't have had kids if she wasn't that well. Maybe she felt they would help, they would heal. Maybe she didn't plan it. I don't really know her story. I don't know much about my mother. And sometimes I get sad about it, saying I wish I knew more about her, but that's not entirely my fault. My growing up, my situation wasn't normal. I have so much anxiety where sometimes I get so anxious where I curl up in a ball and just panic and think about the worst thing possible, you know? And she had a bad past. She had a bad past, and I don't know much about it. That doesn't excuse it, but I feel bad for her that she was hurting. And hurt people hurt people. People who are hurting will lash out, will hurt other people, and that's sad. It's a sad thing, but it's true. And I couldn't get the chance to know her because she was so unhealthy, and she would literally call you worthless because you did something small. She would just put you down and make you feel horrible. Growing up, there were holes in the wall because of her husband. It was really rough. So I just, and I'm a writer, so I write how I feel. I get my feelings out in writing. So I just, I don't know. I'm not angry anymore. I don't know what the point of this, me talking. I think it's just me venting. I just, I was talking to my friend earlier saying, and she was just like talking about how she's happy that her parents aren't doing so well. And she cut off her parents probably for similar reasons. She talked to me a little bit about it. And I didn't want to say the story like, you're going to regret it, because people told me I was going to regret it. And I don't really regret cutting my mother off. I regret maybe expressing so much anger towards her. I was, I wish, I don't know. I don't think I could be understanding, but it's hard because, like, I do wish I knew more about her. I don't even know her favorite color. These things just, I don't know why I hold on to these things. It's just kind of wish I knew more about her, and, like, because she's a very emotional person. She was a very emotional person, and she dealt with things, and she leached onto men, to cure her. And that's what I felt like I was doing for a while. I was dating people to heal me, to make me feel better inside. And you can't expect people to cure your sadness, cure your depression, because people. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm just venting. Um, it's just really rough. I don't know. I just it's really tiring to, like, and the thing is I have so much PTSD over this. I just have so much baggage that I bring to relationships because of my past. And it's so tiring to put on a brave face at work. It really is. It really is. Because, like, I have to pretend that everything's okay, and everything, and things are okay a lot of the time, but it's just the stuff gets to me. Like, I don't know. I uh I just wish someone maybe could have like, helped her, because she wasn't on medication. She wasn't seeing anyone. And there was a point where I was like, maybe you should get some help, because clearly you're not okay. And she would just deny anything, that there was anything wrong with her. And yeah. And then at a certain point, like, I was like 8, 9 years old, 9, 10 years old, when, her problems were, unfolding. And being 19 at the time when I was running away, she would deny that even happened. Like, her husband broke my tooth. I have like a crown or whatever, something over this tooth. and I could feel it. Like he broke my tooth when I was like 9 years old, like her husband. And this man, by the way, is out there in the world living life. That's the thing. Like I'm still struggling, and this man is out there in the world. Like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Like, yes, he's been in and out of prison for DUIs and stuff like that, but like he's out there. My main abuser is out there, and he has a girlfriend, and I don't know if they're gonna have kids, but he's so happy, and I'm just like, I am struggling. Um, but I don't know. My mother, I feel like she did have a guidance. Just my mother had my aunt, my great aunt, but I call her my aunt, but she's my aunt. Um, her aunt Inez, she was like her mom growing up. I know that much. And sorry, this is hard to talk about. I never talk about anything with anyone, and I've just got to get this off my chest, or I will lose my mind. So my aunt Ini was like her mom would protect her. My mom would just dated abusive people like left and right. Like my mom stabbed my father with a knife because he was hurting us. Or I mean, I don't know. I wasn't born yet, but just violent. My dad sucks too. And my aunt was just very protective of her because my mom's mom wasn't around, and so I think my aunt was like her rehabilitation, her help to set her straight, literally would knock her ass out, not in an abusive way, but would set her straight, if she did something really bad. Like, not like my mom, I don't care if my mom lost her virginity at a young age, and my aunt was like knock some sense in her because it's just like, what are you doing? Don't you have it like, and stuff like that? Because and just like try to like make her into a better person. And I feel like when my aunt passed away, that she didn't have anyone to care for her, and she just had to take care of three kids, single mom, and so she dated men, and she wasn't emotionally stable to handle all this. And I think the point is of all this is my mom probably shouldn't have had kids, and she was a broken person doing her best, and I'm just not angry anymore. I'm growing up. I feel bad that I express so much anger, but it is what it is. um it is what it is. I'm glad right now in life I'm finding peace with what happened and who she was, that and I rather feel sympathy to her than feel anger, because it's much more freeing to feel this way. Because holding anger, you'll take it out on people, and that's what I did. I would just fester and feel the anxiety over my anger. And it's like feeling sympathy is a lot better. It's a lot better than being angry, because I don't know, is because I see her as a person more than this cyclops monster type thing. Because she was a person who had bad things happen to her, and you know, she was probably like me, who I'm trying to pick up the pieces in my life, caused by the trauma that she inevitably created. Same with my dad. Same with her, the people she brought into our lives who would hurt us, my siblings and I. And she didn't get the help she needed, and honestly, if I didn't get the help that I'm getting and have gotten, I could have been following her footsteps. So thankfully, I will not allow that to happen, because I see my life is full of options. My life is full of, a lot of great things. I always dreamed about publishing my own books. I have More to Life, and I have Leaky Faucets, and I Cup of Coffee, and I'm working on my other book, First Train Home, that I want to release in 2021. I'm writing. I just got this new computer, and I have dreams and stuff like that. And there's so much I want to do. And I don't know if she got a chance to dream. So I think all in all, she did her best. And I think she meant well, but she was so broken inside and she thought that she was doing well when she wasn't. She thought she was treating her kids well. She wasn't. I think she had good intentions, or at least that's what I'm trying to make it be. I'm trying to assume the best because assuming the worst when it comes to this situation, it's not doing it. I just want to think positive about it. I just, there's nothing, I don't want to see the situation as something. Yes, what happened in my life was bad. It sucked. It was horrible. But I'm 26 years old now, and I can't be. I don't want to be 40 or 50 and have all this sadness and anger. I want to move on with my life, and that's why I really want this year to be about growing. I want it to be about yeah. I want it to be about growth and being stronger and moving forward and not letting the past just hold me down because it has for so long. And I used to like use the past as an excuse for my actions when I have to take responsibility for myself. And that's just the way it is because life isn't, no one's going to feel bad. Yeah, people will feel bad for you, but no one's gonna cure me. No one's gonna save me, like save my soul or whatever. Like maybe that's what my mom thought. I feel like that's what my mom thought, that people were gonna heal her and save her. I felt like that for a while. That's why I was dating so much, trying to find someone to help heal me. But we just let's make 2021 a year that we protect ourselves, protect our hearts, take care of ourselves because we are what matter. Make yourself a priority because I feel like a lot of people out there are looking out for other people, and that's great. You should care about other people, but you can't let yourself fall down, your priority list because I have, and I, had to take a little time off from work so I could focus on my mental health because I wasn't doing so well. And you should do that if you have to, because, my job's still there. I'm working. I'm back to work and I'm doing and like literally people are like, you're glowing. You're glowing. You're doing a lot better. And I'm like, yes, I am. I'm doing a lot better. So I'm trying to think more positively. I'm trying to grow. That's what I want this year to be about. And I think I'm doing great. Um, I don't know what else to say. Yeah. I appreciate. I don't know what else to say. I want to let things go. Um, it's a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. My face is so warm right now. Now that I never let anything out, so it feels good to let it all out. Uh, well, I'm gonna go. Um, and thank you, Dylan, for listening. I really, I had to check to see who you were for a second. I'm like, oh wow, I haven't talked to you in a century. So, feel free to message me. My face is red. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go rock out to some music. My ears are warm. Um, Toodles.